I want to start by saying this. It's always important to take great pride in the little things that you do. Because, of course, from that, you're able to grow that, and then that grows into something bigger, something better. You always start small, consistently doing it well, and then it grows bigger, it gets bigger. So apply that. Today I want to talk about mindset reversal. Mindset reversal. And mindset is one of those popular words that we hear all the time when it comes to self development, self improvement. And I want to talk about it in a different way. So join me. Let's dive right into it. I have found that most conversations regarding mindset tend to be vague and not helpful. Not because our mentors and coaches and leaders that, teach mindset are incompetent. No, far from that. But because they tend to state it as a solution and not break it down. Because mindset is an arrival, is a destination point. It's not the beginning, it's an end. And so what most of them do is they tend to state it as an arrival point. Like they state it as it's like a beginning, like you need to change your mindset. No. There are several things you have to do before you arrive at such a destination. So, every reformer, every leader, every disruptor, who we know, who we value so much, every visionary began with a question. They began asking themselves certain things. It wasn't a mindset, it was a question. It began with a question, a thought. And after the question emerged, then the desire to solve an issue came out. Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet you, Kefa. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Impactainment Studios. Kindly subscribe to the channel as well. Subscribe to my channel. I'd love that. And check out some of the other videos as well. So they began with a question, a thought. And after the question emerged the desire to solve that need, solve that problem. And what they did was they found people that were competent. They found people that were competent. They found people that were skilled. They found people that were thank you so much. They found people that were powerful, and then they delegated responsibility to those people, and then they were able to arrive at what they wanted to arrive at. Your words are as beautiful as your eyes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, when we talk about mindset cannot be at the top. Mindset has to be at the bottom. Because mindset is not number one. If it's a 10-stage process, mindset is probably at number 8. Mindset is towards the finish line. But when you're starting something, when you're starting off, you don't start with mindset. A lot of people say, oh, you need to change your mindset. Oh, you don't have the right mindset. Oh, you need this. Oh, you need that. No. It starts with a question. It starts with a thought. It starts with a burning desire for something, which leads you to want to solve that need. So you think about it, you have the desire, let me go do something about it. And then as that progresses, mindset comes into play. So when you're at a crossroads trying to navigate the next chapter, it doesn't need or it doesn't require mindset. It starts with a question. When you're in a tough situation, a tough spot, and you're struggling, it's not a mindset that's going to save you. It's not a mindset that's going to get you out of that situation you're in, but a question, a thought. And so if we feel like we've reached a breaking point where our mind is not in the right place, or the things that we think about are not leading us to our desired destination, it's not a mindset issue. We're probably not asking the right questions. We're not asking ourselves the right questions. And if we are, the answers we're providing are not adequate. Because if either of those don't work hand in hand, we can't arrive at the final solution. See, a quest or desire to see something, experience something, learn something, accomplish or die, that is the beginning. That is the very beginning of that process. Spark D Legal says you're smart. Thank you so much, Spark. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Welcome to the channel. Kindly subscribe to the channel. Kindly subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. So let's break it down. If I had to coach someone, I'd never tell them you need to change your mindset. No, that is flawed. You first say, let me ask you this question, or I'm inviting you to ask yourself this question. Then you break it down. Because every single time you want to do something great, something major, right? You're an adult. Every single time you want to do something big, something major, it's not even emotion. It's a question you ask yourself. You ask yourself a question. You say, should I buy this? Do I need this? Should I get that? Should I go here? Should I talk to this person? It's always a question, right? Even if you're a young individual, right? Even if you're a young individual, you're asking yourself a question. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I choose this class? Should I talk to this person? Should I entertain this relationship? Right? So everything is a question. And when you ask yourself that question, then you begin to have certain answers. And then those answers lead you to the finish line. So mindset is at the finish line. Because with knowledge and action powered by consistency is when you arrive at a mindset. So if someone says, key to a winning mindset, there's no key to a winning mindset. The key to the winning mindset begins with a question. And there's mindset about anything. There's mindset about so many things. Mindset is a big word. There's a mindset for money. There's a mindset for relationships. There's a mindset for this. There's a mindset for work. There's a mindset for business. There's a mindset for young athletes in school. There's a mindset for businessmen, right? There's a mindset for everything. So a winning mindset is it's a overarching goal, all the way at the end, towards the finish line. It's towards the finish line, not at the beginning. But based on your situation, based on what you're experiencing, based on what you're thinking, based on what you're considering, based on what you're going through, that leads you to ask yourself certain questions. So if I'm struggling with something, I'm asking myself questions related to the issue or the particular problem that I'm dealing with. So I'm asking myself questions about it. And then when I begin to find answers about that question, I break it down. I break it down into smaller steps. And then from that, I work my way all the way to a winning mindset. I work my way through, I'm making mistakes, I'm learning new things in the process, and I'm gaining knowledge. I'm working my way. When I ask myself questions and I get an answer, I don't just sit there. I'm working. Now I've asked myself a question. I have a burning desire There's something that I want to achieve. There's something I want to accomplish. So what am I going to do? Going to work. So I get straight to work. I have all the information that I need, and then I work with that. So I'm working my way. I have my knowledge now. I have my knowledge now. Then action. So I'm working my way, taking steps, doing what I need to do. Consistency. So when you have knowledge and you have action powered by consistency, so these are three things. Spark says, like, when you get your answer, do you do it? Yes. Yes. So it's a three-step process. It's a three-step process. You have knowledge, you have action, and then you have consistency. Right? That leads to the winning mindset. The overarching goal of winning mindset or mindset. That is, so you ask yourself a question. It begins with a question. You can't just change your mindset. It doesn't work like that. I don't know why people say that, but you can't just change your mindset. It starts with asking yourself a question on whatever topic it is. You ask yourself a question on whatever topic it is, and then you get your answers. And if you're not knowledgeable enough, you get answers from some of the coaches and some of the people that you look up to in your life. Those are the people that you get your answers from, right? You get your knowledge from. So they give you the answers. You have a burning desire to see whatever issue it is solved, or to accomplish something, or to experience something, to see something. Then you start working your way, right? So you have knowledge and you have action. Action is what you do. Action is the steps that you take to ensure that you're getting the results, you're going to get the results that you want. So you have knowledge and you have action. And then, most importantly, you have consistency. You're showing up every day. You're doing what you need to do. That is what is going to get us to mindset. So we don't start by automatically changing our mindset. No. We start by asking questions. We start by going through self-reflection, taking time, pausing, thinking about our life, thinking about the things that we're doing. Because every single thing that we've thought about, every single thing that we've done in the past has led us to this moment, has brought us here. And every single thing that we're going to see in the future is happening now. So everything that we're doing now is just prepping us for what our future is going to look like. And so if we've experienced something in the past that we didn't like and we don't want to see it again, we have to stop, we have to reflect, we have to ask ourselves questions, look at the past, gain knowledge from the past, and then through action, which is taking the steps that you need to do. And the reason why I can't give you specific steps is because every situation is different. You start by asking yourself a question. Once you ask yourself that question and you get some answers, then you know what you need to get to mindset, to get to that winning, whatever arrival point, that destination, whatever destination that looks like. But if it's solely just changing the way you think, if it's solely just about having that winning mindset, then of course it's knowledge, it's action, powered through consistency, which will get us to the results that we want to get to. Spark, what did you say? To have a multitude of advisors and find the wisdom to choose the best decision. Like how everyone is different and we have different things we want to achieve. Spark, okay, I read two different comments. Yeah, to have a multitude of advisors. And yes, so responding to Ben Rodrigo, yes. Ben, you need to have a solid council of people that are able to give you advice on, on certain life issues. I need you guys to understand that you can't do it alone. the world we live in it's a global village. But not just the fact that it's a global village, but we need the intelligence, we need the knowledge of other people in order for our lives to do well. So everything that you're going to experience or everything that you're experiencing now, someone has already experienced that before. And so if you're struggling to understand something, if you're struggling to gain knowledge over a particular issue, find people within your community that you think have experienced what you've already gone through, that can give you counsel and give you the answers that you need so that you can get to that winning mindset. You can get to that desired destination. Because yes, like Spark says, we're all different and we all have different things we want to achieve. I should be a counselor. Yes. I do that on the side. Yes, I should be a counselor. But these are the ways we break down things. Sometimes when and I'm only doing this video because I've watched so many videos on this, and I've always questioned how would people solve this, or how would people take this piece of information and apply that to their life. And I always wrestled with the whole mindset concept, the mindset word, because when I watch some of the coaches talk about mindset, when I watch them do their presentations, it wasn't solid enough. It didn't hold enough weight. And it didn't hold enough weight because the way they started it, the way they talked about mindset was wrong. Mindset is a solution, but it's a solution at the ending stage, not the beginning. So when you're trying to, if someone is going through something and they're having a hard time dealing with it, and they're falling short and they're feeling like they're defeated and stuff, what they need is not a mindset change. What they need is to ask themselves questions on what actually they want. What do you really want? What do you really want to see out of your life? Every single person, every single leader we can think of who has done things that the world has embraced, every single visionary that has graced our planet Earth started with a question, started asking themselves a question. Can we do this? Is this possible? Then they asked people, they talked to people. Some of the people they spoke to said, yes, this is possible. Some of the people that they spoke to said, no, this is impossible. And based on the level of determination and grit that they had, they went and did it. Yes, we break down things, then we get what we want to achieve and to figure out how and what we can do to have a good mind. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100%. You'll never start with a mindset. You'll never start with a mindset. Someone says you need to have a winning mindset. No. You need to have a question, something, a question, a thought, a desire, something that fuels you. It's a burning desire, right? And then based on that burning desire that you have, you gain knowledge, you ask people, you ask questions from people that surround you. People, if there's a specific topic that you have, let's say you love the environment, or you love tech, or there's something that you like, and there's someone within your space, there's a friend of yours, a family relation, someone who's knowledgeable about it. So you go to them, you say, hey, I have this desire, let me ask you this question. You get information from them. If there are multiple people like that, you get information from those multiple people. You come back, you bring all that information together, you break it down into simple steps of how you're going to solve that thing or solve that desire or see that desire come to fruition. And then that's knowledge, right? I gave you 3 steps. So that's knowledge you've got. So now that you have knowledge, you break it down. What's next? Action. So you take action. So you have knowledge, then you take action. And then with consistency, you arrive at the end. Well, yes, absolutely, yes, in most cases, and knowledge is free. Knowledge is free. Sometimes all you have to do is just go on the internet and search. Sometimes you have to buy a book. Sometimes you have to attend an event. But these are places where we acquire knowledge. These are places where we would find people that are in the spaces that we want to be in, or the spaces that we desire to be in. And so we go there, we get the knowledge that we need, and that helps us to get to where we want to go, where we want to be. That winning mindset. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So hopefully you've been touched by this live. I would love for you to share it with someone. It's definitely going to be up there soon. I'm going to have it uploaded soon. If you haven't already, kindly like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. That way, whenever there's a new post, you don't miss out on that. And connect with us on Instagram as well. We're all over Instagram. We're on Facebook as well. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Yes, I meant to say TikTok. We're on TikTok as well. So just search us up and you find us over there. All right. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you again soon. Spark is asking questions, so knowledge is free. Yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes it is free, and sometimes you have to pay for it. There's certain things. I'll give you an example. I'll make this very personal. There's certain things that I learned from buying a book. I had to buy a book and read to learn certain things. And unfortunately, that was a great detriment because when I learned those things, it was already too late, right? It was already too late. But I had to buy a book and read it. I took my time to read that book, and then I gained knowledge from that. So sometimes you have to pay for it. You have to pay. You have to pay to gain stuff. You have to buy a book. You have to go for an event. You have to join a virtual webinar or whatever. So you pay for that. And then sometimes also knowledge is free because it's easily accessible. You can ask people, the people that are around you. You can ask your teachers, your counselors. You can ask your mom, your dad, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. You can ask all these influential people around you, and they might be able to give you the information that you need. All right? Hope this was great. I will see you guys again soon. Tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. Same time tomorrow. Uh, Hopefully this was great for you. Kindly like and subscribe. And yes, Edmund out.